So if you're a millennial like me, I know at some point you went to Guitar Center, picked up one of those crappy Ibanez or Jackson models, sat down on a Line 6 Spider, cranked it to the insane setting, and played some metal riffs. Line 6's reputation for amp modeling often goes unrecognized. But today, I wanted to look at this compact powerhouse, the Line 6 HX Stomp. I've used it in a few videos now, and it is an incredibly powerful amp modeler. Have you ever felt limited by your rig, or ever wondered if there's a compact solution for massive metal tones? Join me as we dive into the world of Line 6's HX Stomp, explore its power, versatility, and how it's revolutionizing the way musicians craft their tones. The HX Stomp, your all-in-one tone solution for musicians on the move. Whether you're enhancing your setup, simplifying your rig, or craving top-tier sound quality, this compact power horse delivers. Compact yet mighty, the HX Stomp boasts the same premium sound and HX modeling technology as our acclaimed Helix processors. It serves as your super stomp box, travel companion, backup rig, or the core of your entire instrument setup. Designed with musicians in mind, the HX family products features intuitive controls for professional-grade performance without unnecessary complexity. With the foot switch, expression pedal jacks, MIDI functionality, USB connectivity, and a choice of DSP or true bypass, they adapt to any setup seamlessly. Powered by advanced audio engines, HX products faithfully replicate classic and modern amplifier tones, with precise mic placement and authentic analog effect recreations. Say farewell to menu diving with easy-to-use interfaces and seamless preset transitions. Whether you're a guitarist, keyboardist, DJ, or producer, HX processors integrate effortlessly into any setup, serving as the command center for your rig, with switchable analog bypass and HX Edit for complete sound control. It's time to elevate your music with the power of HX. Okay, so this video, I'm using my Solar GC 1.6 TBR, and it's got the Duncan Solar pickups. So what I figured we'd do is just create a new tone from scratch so that I could show off what the HX Stomp can do. So I'm just going to start on a new tone. So now we're in a patch. So I just click right there, and it'll give me all the options on the HX Stomp. Distortion, dynamics, EQ, bunch pedals, amps and cabs, preamps, and then just cabs and IRs. So for the first block, I'm going to put a distortion in. So just click there. There's a whole bunch of different options for distortions. Stuff like a Klon model, lots of fuzz pedals, even stuff like the Misha Mansour overdrive. Gosh, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I usually do this one, Tube Screamer. So let's do that. Let's do a Tube Screamer. And then if I go over one, I can add a noise gate. They have a lot of different compressors. Here's the noise gate. And if I wanted to change the settings for the noise gate, all I do is just use these dials right here. I like my noise gate pretty fast, so I'm going to turn it up there. So I'm going to go over here, just add a cab. And they have a whole bunch of different cabs on here. Let's see. I like to do dual cabs. Got a lot of 1x12s, 2x12s, and 4x12s. I like to do... This sounded really good for the Metallica tones. I really like the Cali V30s and the Angle V30s. See, I'll add one of those. We'll put a 57 in front. Cap edge is fine. I like to put it at like a 5. This sounds a little bit better. Then we'll go over right here. Low cut, I usually put at 80. And then a high cut at like 12K. And if we scroll over, it'll give us the second cab option, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And then if you use this, you can just scroll through all of them. I'm just going to get another Cali, which is the Mesa Boogie amp. Yeah, I'll just stick with that. Cap edge. I'll go to a 2 on this one. Yeah. Low cut, I'm gonna do around 120, and then I'm gonna do around 8K for this one. It's all pretty easy making tones on here. Another thing I wish that it did have
today, Junior.
The only thing that I wish it did have was a touchscreen, because that would make it a lot easier. But there is software that you can use on your computer that's really easy too. Now we can get a amp. I think I want to go for something different. Bunch of like clean amps. There's just so many options on here. Yeah, they have like the Sun stuff. These are the orange amps. They got Marshalls. So many different Marshalls. They got Uberschalls, I believe. Mesa Boogie stuff. Awesome amps. These are Paul Reed Smiths. The Angle. These are SLOs, I believe. And then these are the Peaveys. And then they even got Rev, which sound really good. They got what are these? Diesel amps. And then they got really good Line 6 stuff. Like the Oblivion's really good, and I like the electric. The Fatality is another one of my favorites. I want to do... No, let's do I want to do a 5150. Just like that classic tone. Not the vitriol. There we go. There's the 5150. I need to go back to my... Yeah, there we go. The Tube Screamer. Because it doesn't act normally like a real one, I had to put it at 1.5 for the gain. Wow, that sounds pretty killer already. I want to bring the bass up just a smidge, I think. And we go over. Treble's fine. Maybe a little more presence. I think that sounds killer. So now we can add EQs or whatever else we want at the end of this. I think I might add an EQ. There's a whole bunch of different EQ options you can go through. I like using the 10 band. Actually, we'll do the simple EQ. You can like dial in exactly what yeah, there we go. Okay, so now parametric EQ is what I wanted. I wanted to cut out around 4K. 4.5K. Give her some nasty hiss. We're gonna make it as tight as we can and just bring it all the way the fuck out. So, now I wanna save this. All you gotta do is press these two buttons in, and then you can save the tone. So one thing I almost forgot to talk about in this video, the HX Stomp is able to map pedals to these foot switches, and for each tone you create, you can have a snapshot, which allows you to switch between different scenes. So right here, I'm on snapshot 1, but if I go here, I can switch between the different snapshots that are set up for it. So off camera I made some adjustments to the tone. I added a few different EQs to it to really tighten up the sound. Yeah, so I added a tilt, a parametric, and a 10 band EQ to really just tighten up the tone. And a lot of these tricks that I'm using, I've learned from Nick Hill. He's right here on YouTube, and he's really good at creating tones. And that's where I learned a lot of the EQ tricks for the device, and where to place the mics on the cabs. So if you have an HX Stomp, I would check out his channel as well. He's very knowledgeable on the device. So now I just want to get into some of my final thoughts and show off some of the tones that I created. So the first time that I saw the HX Stomp was on Lucas Mann's live rig. I had never seen a pedal like this before. All I had known up to that point was the fractal and axe effects, but I didn't know there was an amp modeler this small. It quickly became my go-to for practice sessions and live performances with my old band. While tube amps offered incredible sound, their reliability is questionable. The HX Stomp provided the dependability that I needed and the tone shaping options that I wanted, and it eliminated the worry of rig issues at new venues. And it brought me peace of mind with its small yet potent design. Despite the debate surrounding amp modelers, all the crowd wants to hear is a good guitar tone, and I believe the HX Stomp delivers that. The only hiccup that I encountered was needing a power amp. I didn't know that I would need one, but that was an easy fix. I just got a Quilter power amp pedal, and there's a whole myriad of options now that are available, including options for people who want a tube amp power amp pedal. There's really a market these days for these kinds of pedals, and I really love my HX Stomp. But like I said, a few drawbacks. Not having a touchscreen is a big one. Makes it just a little bit easier. Navigating the menus is a little hard, but it's doable once you've learned them. And then I know a lot of people don't like that it doesn't have as many foot pedals as a lot of other ones, but it's compact, and I don't really need to switch between different pedals. I just keep the distortion on at all times, so I don't really need to do much with it. I really love that it just offers so many options. A lot of good metal options on here. You got Peaveys, you got Mesa Boogies, there's angles, there's revs, there's Uberschalls, there's diesel amps. There's so many really good options on here, and they keep adding more with their new updates. And their cab sections got a lot better. It wasn't so good before, and they introduced a whole new cab section that you can really see with their desktop app. It's really great to use. So if you like any of the tones from this video, I'm opening up my own Patreon store now. I wanted to take some new steps with my channel, and this was the first thing I wanted to try out. So if you like any of the tones in the video, there is the Angle one, the Rev one, the Archon, the Peavey, or if you like the Master of Puppets tone I did, or you like the Injustice for All tone that I did, they're all going to be available on my Patreon. I made some nice adjustments to the Master of Puppets one and the Injustice for All one, so they sound a little bit better. So yeah, please go check out my Patreon. I'm going to try and add more stuff in the future. This is just the initial part of my plan. Let me know what you think of the HX Stomp. I really like it. I know some people aren't so impressed with it, but I know a lot of people aren't impressed with Line 6 overall. But I think they make really good products. I just think people talk them down a lot, even though they do make good stuff. People just see it as that Guitar Center amp. But I think there's a lot more to the products than people give them credit for. So if you enjoyed this video, I want you to check this one out right here. This is the video where I did Metallica tones on the HX Stomp. I looked at the Master Puppets one, and Justice for All one, and a Black Album one. I don't like the Black Album one as much, but I really like my Master Puppets one and my Justice for All one. Peace.